Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at a tremendous card of racing this Saturday in Darwin, the 30th of June, UBET Rowant Gold Cup Day. The traditional lead-up meeting to the 8-day Carlton Mid-Darwin Cup Carnival has again attracted some excellent fields with no less than 86 acceptors. Prior to our in-depth preview, we'll be having a chat with Alice Springs trainer Greg Connor, a frequent visitor to the Top End Carnival. Greg has 4 runners engaged on Saturday, and here are his thoughts on their chances. Greg, you have Tristorff engaged in the second event, the second division of the maiden 1300, and a win would likely get you a start in the Guineas next week.
Yeah, Andrew, he's a horse I haven't had for too long, but we're sort of learning about him. Ran a nice race last time after missing the start slightly, so we're expecting a good show. Thank you.
Tea Tree Gully takes on a useful lineup in the fourth, the 0 to 66 over 1200 metres.
Yeah, he's a horse that we've been sort of learning about as we go along. He sort of works like Tarzan, runs like Jane. But if he gets it in his work, we can see he's got something. So if he turns up, we're a good chance.
In the fifth, the 0 to 62 1100, Nordic Eclipse is your representative.
Yeah, he's another horse that's been struggling a bit lately, but we've given him a freshen up and he's actually come back really good. So we're expecting a good showing of him Saturday, yeah.
And in the last, the feature UBET Rowant Gold Cup, Stable Star Le Commandant will do battle with a quality field over 1300 metres.
Yeah, Le Commandant, well, yeah, when he hits form, he tends to hold it. He ran second to Neat Feet last start. There's probably no better horse going around in Darwin than him. So, we're expecting a good run. With the maiden 1300 metres being divided, we have 8 races carded this Saturday. And in the first division of the maiden, my numbers are 5, 2, 6 and 4. I've got number 5 on top here, Big Blows, trained by Stephen Brown in Melbourne. Of course, Stephen, long-time resident of the Top End. And Big Blows has had just the one start in Darwin. That was over 1,200 metres behind the smart Let's Celebrate. Jason Maskeel rode on that occasion. He takes the mount again, and stepping up 100 metres in trip will certainly be to this horse's advantage. I've got him on top, number 5, 5, 2, 6 and 4, the numbers. In the second, it's the Roger Booth Memorial Maiden. We remember Roger, who passed away here so tragically about 12 months ago, and he has been named in honour of this race. My numbers here, 8, 4, 1 and 2. I'm going with number 8 on top, the Greg Connor trained Tristorff. Pretty good run here, I thought, the other day behind Alpha Choo Choo, finishing second on that occasion. Steps up and trip to the 1300, and that shouldn't prove any impediment. Paul Shires takes them out on Tristorff for Greg, and my numbers 8, 4, 1 and 2. The third, the Hutchinson Builders Handicap, it's the 0 to 58 over the 1200, and the numbers here 6, 8, 1 and 4 in an even contest. I'm going with number 6 here, the Barry Huppert's ridden and Karen Burns trained Beleaguer. Really liked this horse's run the other day. I know it finished 5th and it was beaten about 11 lengths by Sakambeya, but that was in far higher grade than this. Drops back to the 58 today. The 1200 should suit, and in an even contest, I'm going with a bit of value, number 6 Beleaguer, ahead of 8, 1 and 4. In the fourth, the Southern Cross Television Handicap, over the 1200 metres for the 0 to 66 gallopers. The numbers here 10, 8, 11 and 1. I'm going with number 10 here, Alphabetic, from the Inform Heather Lehman stable. Really good run, I thought, last time out to over 1100 metres, second behind Evil Miss on that occasion. Prior to that, she had won at Narracourt back in March, so she should be improved for that first up run back in Darwin, Alphabetic. Kayla Cross stays aboard, and I've got her on top ahead of 8, 11 and 1. In the fifth, the Roofclad Constructions Handicap. It's a 0 to 62 over 1100 metres. My numbers here 4, 6, 1 and 11. 4 on top for me, also Adamus from the Carl Spry stable. Carl also takes the mount. Been racing really well, this horse. Never goes a bad race. You'd really like to race a horse like this. Third last time out behind Evil Miss. Goes down in grade for this race. Carries the 59 kilograms, but I think in another even contest looks very hard to beat. 4, 6, 1 and 11 for me. In the sixth, it's the UCART Handicap, 0 to 76 over the 1,000 metres. My numbers 1, 6, 4 and 3. I found this a tricky little race to work out, but I settled on number 1, African Pulse. He raced here a week ago, finished down the track behind Killam, but he was only beaten 3.5 lengths. And I think in this race, there's no Killams here and no Your Excellencies. It was a pretty tough race last week. Down in grade a wee bit today, African Pulse, and I like him on top. He's also raced by the sponsor, Jim Kerr, so good luck to Jimmy. Principal of UCART, I think he'll be taking a power of beating. 1, 6, 4 and 3 for me.
In the 7th, it's the 1600 metres. It's the Darwin Horse Floats Handicap. It's for the 0 to 70 gallopers. And in this event, my numbers 6, 1, 3 and 5. Going with the up-and-coming I Am the Fox, trained by Craig Conran. Jason Maskeel goes on this time. Jason Lyon's been riding the horse, but a change of Jason's for this win. For this race rather, and I Am the Fox, a good win last time in 0 to 58 grade over the 1600 metres. Drops 3 kilograms in weight for this, going up in grade, certainly taking on the likes of Senior Council, etc. But I think this is a horse on the way up, and I've got him on top. 6 for me, ahead of 1, 3 and 5. And in the last, it's the feature, the UBET Rowant Gold Cup, sponsored for the umpteenth time by UBET, and a big welcome on course today to Tony Flanagan, the outgoing principal of UBET. Over the 1300 metres for the open class gallopers, a key lead-up race for the remainder of the carnival. My numbers here, 3, 6, 2 and 10. I've got 3 on top here. Le Commandant from the Greg Connor stable. Could be in for a pretty good day, Greg, I believe. This horse loves the 1300 metres. Paul Shire's aboard. He's got a good affinity with this horse, and his run the other day behind Neat Feet was excellent. I've got him on top, number 3. Ahead of number 6, New Schwanstein. Felicia Bergstrand for Cherie Lawler. Very good run also the other day behind Neat Feet. Racing well, right in the mix. In for third, the newcomer, Czar Speed, the interesting runner from the Gary Clark stable. Bought for a big price, I understand. Brendan Davis takes the mount here. He's trialled a couple of times, and he certainly looks a horse with ability heading towards the Cup. And in for fourth, number 10, Hareb's Time. Those numbers 3, 6, 2 and 10. The best bet in Darwin this Saturday is race 1, number 5, Big Blows. Race 1, number 5, Big Blows. While the best roughie comes up in the 4th, going with number 3 here, Backslap. Race 4, number 3, Backslap. That wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again next week in advance of the first day of the Carlton Mid-Darwin Cup Carnival, Hot 100 Darwin Guineas Day on the 7th of July. In the meantime, good luck and good punting.